Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for losing my mind and screaming at my girlfriend to get out of my house after what her stepbrother did? Girlfriend was over at my place 2 days ago. We're both 20. She has a stepbrother who's 23. Before this I'd only met him a few times, and he seemed like a regular dude. She asked if it was okay for him to come over too for a couple of hours. I said why not. He said he would get booze and pizza, and my parents were away visiting relatives for the weekend, so I figured we could shoot the shit. I have a little sister who's 15. They came over, and she stayed up in her room the entire time. We were all a bit tipsy, and my GF stepbrother asked if he could use the washroom. I pointed him to the one down the hall. My GF and I were preoccupied and didn't even realize how much time he was taking until we heard raised voices upstairs. We immediately went up to check what was going on and found my sister crying. Dude had gone up instead of using the washroom. My sister's door had been ajar, so he apparently walked into her room. All details I managed to wrangle from my crying sister BTW. She was taken by shock and was trying to stay calm, but he wasn't leaving. He was trying to chat her up. She told him to GTFO, and he closed the door behind him instead, which is why she started freaking out. She tried to get past him to open the door, and he grabbed her, but she managed to open it anyway. I'd reached the landing by then, so he backed off. Obviously, I was super fucking pissed. There was a lot of screaming going on, lots of accusations. We were all drunk except for my sister. After getting the story from her, GF's stepbrother was stuttering and deflecting. I'm pretty sure I threatened violence at some point. My GF was trying to be the mediator. She said I had to calm down and couldn't fly off the handle based off word of mouth. But I was there. I saw my sister crying in panic. I know what she's like, and I know she wouldn't lie about something like this. Why would she? I told her stepbrother to get out of my house. My GF kept saying we could sort this out and have a proper conversation, but I didn't see what conversation was there to be had. Eventually she said, what if my sister was lying? In front of my sister's face. I asked her what on earth would make her think that, and she said she's a kid and could be making it up for attention. Like the title said, I lost my shit. I told her to get the fuck out, and afterwards she kept calling me, but I ignored everything. The dust has settled a bit. I went over everything again with my little sister. She promised me it had happened the way she was telling me. She told me she was scared he was going to SA her. My GF texted me this morning saying I shouldn't have raised my voice like that, and I scared her. I thought of apologizing then, but she still hadn't said a word about apologizing to my sister or addressing the issue with her stepbrother. I only replied that we had to talk, and she said there's nothing to talk about, there's no hard proof in her words, and the stepbrother ended up doing nothing, so she told me she would deal with him, and I should drop it. I don't know if I'm the bad person for the way I handled this. Maybe if cooler heads prevailed, this silent treatment wouldn't have happened, and we could have discussed everything. What to do from now on either. I love that girl. I don't want us to be over, so I want some advice on where to go from here too. What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for not delaying having a hysterectomy after the birth of my baby so I can be a surrogate for my sister? I, 28F, am having my third and final child with my husband, and I have a scheduled C-section and hysterectomy planned. My period started when I was young, 9, and I have suffered with them ever since. They're extremely painful, heavy, and very long. I wasn't even sure if I could get pregnant with my issues, but I knew I wanted children, so I delayed even when the option was originally presented to me. It was worth it, but these extra years have been torture on my body. My sister, 31F, is struggling with infertility. She's had some fertility treatments, but nothing has worked for her yet. It was suggested to her on more than one occasion that she could consider a surrogate. She was very against it for so long. In another situation, one where I didn't have all the problems I have, I would have offered for her because we're so close. But I need to be done. I don't know if I'll honestly survive like I have been if I wait another couple of years or more so my sister can have kids. In December, my sister came right out and asked me not to have the hysterectomy yet and to be her surrogate so she can be a mother too. I told her I was so sorry, and if my body wasn't giving me the hell it is, I'd do it for her, but I couldn't delay it any longer. She got upset but told me it was fine and she understood. She'd get over it. I could tell it bothered her, but I didn't want to fight about it. Then Christmas came and my BIL got involved. Our whole family was together Christmas Day, and when everyone was busy he asked to speak to me, and then he berated me for my selfishness, and he said, if I loved my sister as much as I said I'd delay it like I did for my own selfish reasons. My husband and my mom heard him and they stepped in to defend me, and my husband told my BIL to back off and nobody should ever be put under pressure to carry a pregnancy. Mom said emotions might be high around it, but none of this is my fault and he shouldn't attack me like that. BIL told them I broke my sister's heart and he was pissed at me for it. My mom told him again that it wasn't my fault. The rest of Christmas Day was strained, and afterward my sister told me she was sorry about her husband, but they were just so upset and they felt robbed of having a baby biologically related to the two of them. I told her I was so sorry and I was here if she needed me. BIL reached out and said my sister might be sorry, but he still thinks I'm incredibly selfish. Am I the bad person? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for telling my mom I can't wait to leave her without any of her kids since she can't stop using me as a pawn? My mom cheated on her ex-husband, which made him leave her. I was born from the affair and her ex-husband wanted nothing to do with me, which I so get. I do. They had 4 kids together who were 7 to 14 when I, 17F, was born. My mom made me think he was my dad for years and she tried to get him to take care of me, and she got even pushier with it because their kids rejected me. They rejected her too, but me as well. And worse than mom really. She tried to force her ex and his family like his parents and siblings to interact with me. That was for her other kids' sports games and stuff. She'd drag me and she'd try to sit with them and she'd try to lead conversations. All it did was make me feel like shit because he couldn't hide his disgust for me and his family didn't hide theirs either. Another thing is my name. She gave me an Italian first name to go with our Italian last name, which is her ex's last name. 2 of their other kids have Italian names he chose, and the other 2 had non-Italian names chosen by mom. She has admitted she wanted to try and shame him into taking care of me. And she has used my name to try and make it believable that he's my real dad. Not just with me, but with other people. She would say he was my dad and abandoned me because I was so young and he wanted to be done with her faster. When her other kids stopped talking to her, she would take me to her ex's house and fuss at him for letting me get left behind. Sometimes when she did that, the police were called. Other times him and their kids would stand there arguing, and over I was called the affair kid, and it got to me. I cried at times, and even then my mom would stand there and argue. My mom did give up, but she still tells people I'm his, and she even said I have his name and my first name is one he chose, from his culture and his family and stuff. It bothers me so much that she won't let it die. I have no extended family in my life either. I don't know mom's family and I never could find my dad online, if that's even the right guy she gave me the name of, eventually. She's moped about her kids not talking to her and how she's a grandma and doesn't know her grandkids and how most of her kids have left her. She told me we should be closer, but I act like I don't like her. I asked her how she could be surprised and I can't wait to leave her without all of her kids. I said she doesn't deserve to have me stick around when she uses me as a pawn. She got really mad and yelled at me. She pointed out how she's all I have, which is true. Am I the bad person? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.